be careful of who you hire when you do these types of repairs, whether it's structural wood repair, encapsulating, waterproofing, these types of protocols. So we wanted to kind of feature here what we found, what the engineer found, and how they brought us into the project. A couple things here. We're going to talk about crawl space and foundation drainage. We'll start in the crawl space first today. We had to pull the vapor barrier. The contractor that this client hired sistered about 10 of these floor joists. That was their solution for a bouncy floor system. And as you can see, this floor system is built on a series of crawl space piers. And as the engineer noted, what was really required to cut the spans down was a drop girder system, which we are developing. This is an April air dehumidifier. The duct kits are terrible on these dehumidifiers. These commercial dehumidifiers are not designed to move that much air. So when you put a duct kit on a commercial dehumidifier, basically you dampen its effectiveness, and especially one that's 80 feet long. I mean, how ridiculous. So one of the first things we're going to do is we're going to disconnect this duct kit. Once we install our crawl space piers and cut the spans in half in this on this floor system per the engineer's direction. And right where I'm sitting now, there's going to be a series of new piers and drop girders installed to stiffen this floor system to make this customer much more happy with the performance of her floors. And now we're going to go to the outside and we're going to show some really fun things out there. Above grade, tiered flower bed system. Water just pours out of here. 4 downspouts here at the left rear corner. These 4 downspouts were tied into the same lousy French drain system that's failing. So all the water's doing is backing up, spitting out of the discharge points, and turning this area into a mushy mire. Important to remember, whether it's a landscaper or a waterproofer, never dump the entire system into the same pipe. Never put more than 2 downspouts on the same discharge line. So what we're going to do here, we're going to convert this, pull out this stuff that this other company put in, and we're going to put in, instead of a French drain, we're going to put in a drainage swale. And on your screen, you'll see what a drainage swale looks like. Instead of going back with this gunky clay, which was how it got clogged in the first place, this is going to be a really pretty drainage swale that's going to have a pipe and sock, 57 stone in the middle, and a really nice decorative river rock on top. As you'll see here along this retaining wall, this will all be a extra large drainage field filled with control pipe, wrapped in a geotextile sock. We are putting some catch basins integrated into the drainage swale. And you will see here, we started to dig out all of these. There's 4 downspout discharge points here that will also be tied into another pipe alongside the main system, which will be catching the water at the surface. In the Carolinas with this gunky clay, it's better to remove the clay and to put a 57 stone above the control pipe, and then choose a pretty river rock at the top of the drainage swale so it can be decorative. And also it's important that you got to use a pipe that's wrapped in a geotextile sock. Companies will save money by just buying the basic slitted pipe without the geotextile sock, and pretty much within a few months, sediments and other debris are getting into the control system. So we're building a very aggressive system, 3 catch basins integrated into the system, and we're moving this discharge along this path as it was graded back when it was built. And then here at the end of the tail end of the drainage field, we're going to have a couple landscape outlets, And we're going to turn this into a decorative, rocky kind of a landscape or hardscape as the water shoots out of here, and there's going to be a lot of flow here, that it'll move through the rocks and reduce the amount of erosion that we suspect could be an issue here. Well, here we are on the last day of production. I'm going to show a few things here about the installation. We're going to start in the crawl space, and we corrected the spanning issues as per the engineer inspection report that we'll put on the screen here for you to see. Part of the project was to cut some floor spans, and as you'll see here, we installed some masonry piers as well as a structural steel drop girder, an I-beam, 5-inch I-beam, and you can see here that's been incorporated into the floor system perpendicular to get rid of that floor span. Now I think we're on about 7 to 8. We've reset the dehumidifier to 65%, and it should run very well now and efficiently. Here underneath the kitchen section, this girder went I guess it's about 25-30 feet on this one, but we had performance issues up under the kitchen section going into the front the front office area that is on the left front corner of the house. On this drop girder installation, as you can see, we use metal shims at the girder pier interface, and you can see along the entire course of the girder line, all the floor joists are touching, which will eliminate squeaks and pops up there. So we've got a fully restored crawl space. The dehumidifier, of course, was here when we got here, so this is properly set now at 65%. And we've checked all of the vent locations to make sure they are properly closed. So this, this crawl space is a closed crawl space, and we'll have no problem staying dry as we approach the summer months. Okay, we're back outside now looking at the drainage improvements that we've done. We've put some of the river rock out here to help hide this condensate line coming from from the air conditioning unit, and added some seed and straw here in front of the crawl space store. One of the other things we did here as well is we replaced all of the customer's foundation beds. All this drainage that was coming down off of this retaining wall from the neighbor's yard will now fall into this drainage swale. The downspouts, all these downspouts have been tied into a separate pipe. Along in our drainage field, we put in 3 catch basins. These 12-inch by 12-inch catch basins are a great way to carry water. We've got another catch basin here as it turns, and we, of course, terminate our drainage swale here at the edge of the bed, or at the edge of the retaining wall, and switch to an underground piping system. This underground piping system is following this path. The way this house was graded, we really didn't have a lot of options of where to place the discharge line, so we chose around this bush, which is seen to be a safe place. Tried to create as much of a drainage area as we possibly could with these 2 landscape outlets. These are the 2 discharges from the discharge from the gutters, as well as the discharge for the drain itself and the catch basins in separate systems. Thanks for watching today. We look forward to seeing you soon, and hope you have a good rest of the day. Thank you very much.